See if that got the YouTube going or not. Oh my god, it sold? That's the most amount of gold I've come back to New World with. Well, that's cool. I had like 3k yesterday, and then I RNG'd a piece, and I think it just sold. Ooh, that's exciting. Today I wanted to make a little bit more chill. Might be doing a little bit of gearing, as well as kind of focusing on economy and then just talking about general things that seem important. Yeah, so like everything that was expensive that I put on the market just sold for some reason. So that's amazing. So that saves me a lot of time. And oh my god, look at all that platinum ore. Woohoo! Okay. And our faction influence is bugged again. Wonderful. Well, that is one way to start a day. But I just put out a YouTube video like minutes ago, and that kind of conveys most of the stuff that I want to be talking about today. Normally I would release the YouTube video tomorrow, but this seemed like it was high enough priority where I think I should just release it today and not really give it a delay. Normally I would delay it so that like everyone generally is like awake around the time I post the video, so I try to put them out then, but it seems like it's a little bit too important to hold back on. So that's what's going on there. And I am working currently on getting a light set kind of geared up. Probably light rapier or something along those lines. Oh, I shouldn't be going here. I should be going to make some platinum boxes. Do we have the fort? We do. So I need to make these really quick because it's contested. Because I have a chance of getting bonus ones right now. So I got 19 instead of 18, for example. And I need to pump out a good amount of these real quick. No wars today, nothing too in the way. So I might be able to do the build guide that a lot of people have wanted in terms of like tank and pure tank, which I've been playing for a good amount now and think I'm relatively good at. And hopefully that can kind of help out some other people as well. But the high level from yesterday that I figured out was that armor gear score might not be worth it, and frigid dawn gear is relatively good. Today I was able to figure out, well, not me, but I was able to kind of like ask other people that had the gear to figure this out, that it's really not that worth it to go 725 versus 700 gear score, like, unless you care about attributes. Attributes are the main reason to go up the piece, and that a lot of our old gear is actually better than a lot of the new gear that you can acquire, because of illegal perk combinations that overall give you more damage mitigation than what you can get from going the next level of gear. So, kind of interesting. Right now, I'm working on doing some gem stuff, trying to make it so that I can craft a bit of these. Looks like I am having a moat shortage right now, so I might need to go buy some of those, but everything else is kind of chilling. I have a lot more territory discounts than up here, so I'm probably going to go back up here to go buy those moats and then come back. How's it going, Rivian? Why don't you add a gem to the secondary weapon? I should be adding a gem to the secondary weapon. This is like a brand new weapon though, and I was just leveling it up. So like I could get a DPS output increase by putting a weapon or a gem in here, and that would be a better option. But I just haven't put it in yet because I'm not really focusing on like the DPS side of it yet. I'm still like in this phase of testing out a build, and I don't usually like splurge too hard when I'm testing out builds, if that makes sense. Like when I'm actually like using the build actively, then and I know it's a good build, then I go buy a little bit more. So I think crafting wise, I have a few goals for today. One of them is to grow this gold balance and not just spend it all on a weapon matrix, which is also really tempting to do. And then the other of which is to try to get to 180 stone cutting. 180 stone cutting unlocks rune glass and setting rune glass, and I think setting rune glass is like the next big thing to get into on this server, because a lot of people are starting to get that gear that they're like relatively comfortable with, and they're gonna call it BIS, and they're trying to spec it up and trying to make it as pretty as possible, make it as OP as possible, if you will, make it as good as possible, and in order to do that, you often need to have some form of rune glass. What is the 700 versus 725 thing? Do you get the low gear score empowerment at 700 versus 725? The 700 versus 725 thing, so I just put out a video which I've just released instantly. I normally put them on a delay, but I've released it instantly because I think it contains enough information that it's probably not worth holding about that. The 700 versus 725 is basically comes down to if you have armor that is all 700 and compared to armor that's all 725, your armor that's 725 will mitigate about 1.1 to 1.5% more damage. That is not significant enough for it to really be worth it, in my opinion. So that's the idea behind the armor thing not being that insane. And on weapons, this is increasing your DPS output between 700 and 725 by about 3.3%. Again, not super significant, not sure if it's really worth spending all the time and effort going through that. Something that, like, it's nice to have, but a lot of people talk about 700 versus 725 and they're like, you need to have 725 or it's not worth it, or something along those lines. It's like, it's absolutely not the case, and it's kind of a scam. Now, there is an aspect to it where that is going to be a multiplicative factor, so it might be a greater value than that 1.1%, right? Because say it's like that 1.1% on armor, and then I have void dark plates, and all my values of armors are 20% more. Like that discrepancy will continue to grow more the more and more stacks, or the more and more things I stack on top of that. But it still remains at the end of the day that the armor that is lower gear score is almost as good as the armor that's higher gear score. So I need to figure out what the best way to level up stone cutting to 180 is. One trick would just be leveling up a heart rune, but that seems like kind of cheesy. I think lodestone bricks are a decent way to do it. And corrupted lodestone might be a decent way to do it, so I should probably look at those. Does the empower potency nerf from Nature's Wrath affect harnessing? Yes, it would affect harnessing. I would say that Nature's Wrath is generally not worth going for in any build at this point because the DPS increase is relatively minor. So that's a good amount. Okay, so yeah, this is the best way to level this up would be through stone cutting by far. Okay. So in order to level up stone cutting, we need stone, we need obsidian sandpaper, and then I think the rest kind of takes care of itself. Yo! End, what's going on? Appreciate the raid. We just got started a minute ago and we're just starting to talk about stuff. An end raid, 725 not worth it. I agree with the title. It's a lot of effort and it's apparently not as big of a increase as we thought it was. I thought it would be like a 5 to maybe 10% increase in terms of damage done and damage mitigation, and it turns out it's about a tenth of that for armor. So like armor is like a 1.1 to 1.5 times stronger if you put it to 725. And weapons are like 3.3 times stronger, which is not super amazing. Nothing in the game asks for 725 at the moment. Perks are the same as 700. The only difference is the 40 more stat points. Exactly. Like, you can get the extra stats, and that's the only thing that really matters between 700 and 725. There are some builds that get a lot more powerful by having those 50 extra stats, but for the vast majority of builds, I don't think it's, like, completely worth stressing out, like, everything over. And it's like, if you have 3 perk 700 gear score, like, that will be better than 725 for until you get 725 3 perk gear, which is, like, gonna take a very, very long time. Gosh, I have so much money now because stuff sold that I don't know what to spend it on. And it's like kind of weird. You got lucky last night. I need moats. A lot of moats. But not air moats because those are way too expensive. Death are not really that useful at the moment, but I can probably buy like 1k. Got 3 houses? Not yet. That's a good point. I probably should get the 3 houses and put down like 3 trophies for things. That's probably something I should take care of right now. The way weird part is like I would think I would want a house in Eden Grove because I do a lot of stuff here. But the problem is the houses in Eden Grove are like super expensive. So it's like I don't really want to get that yet. Bought my first house today, still sitting on 120k. Okay, that's crazy. I don't think I'm gonna get that high in terms of the amount of income that I have. I feel like the game is lagging whenever I buy stuff now, and like the buy orders are like kind of going crazy at the moment. But I typically make most of my income from like gems, basically. So that's what I'm working on right now. I used to make a good amount from like Arcana / potions, but I haven't like really tried that recently. Is this significantly more than the buy order? It's a good amount more. I'm probably gonna chill on the soul motes. I do make a lot from them though, so maybe I'll make like I'll buy a couple. Water I don't need more. I don't think I need more of any of these except for life. The other thing I probably should get too, the jewel crafting gear that's not super expensive. Which is not most of it, but like the gloves aren't super expensive. Actually, those are still expensive enough where it's probably still not worth it at the moment. Maybe I'll wait a little bit longer. I'm like waiting for that price to come down or my income to go up to the point where it's like not super hard to afford that. I think I want a house in Brim, because Brim's always like kind of nice to have. And maybe Everfall or Monarchs. I kind of like the ones in Monarchs. I forget where the Brim 5k house is, though. Makes me sad. Serums are only 19k. Or 19 gold. Wait, that's actually really cheap now. I used to make those and sell those for a lot, especially like pre-war times, but I haven't really focused on it in a bit. Does anyone remember where the Brim houses are? That's like 5k. Don't get the 5k as first house. I already got a first house and it was the 5k one. I already made that mistake. I was poor at the time and I really needed a house. This is my second house. I know I lost a lot of money there. Like that's 10. I thought the 5 was like somewhere over here. It's not on that side, I know. Let me double check that real quick. Are you 5? No, you're 15. I'm pretty sure there's a 5K in Brim. I just forget where. $15. That one's a closed door. That does not look like a 15 one. That looks like a 20. Yeah, it's a 20. In the Grove Street near the town board in Brim. Okay. Let me head over that way. Cannot mount up over here, apparently. I'm making a ton of money selling Silkamai silver. I'm up to 90K. That's doing pretty good. You guys are doing better than me. So like down here, maybe? 10, 15. It's not a house because people are in there. $15. This looks like a 5. No, that's a 10? Okay. What about up here? There's a 5. So the idea behind the 5K is the only benefit that a more expensive house gives you is that you can get like an increased amount of storage, I think. I think it's the same amount of trophies now too, if I'm not mistaken. It used to be like you can have more trophies in a larger house. It might be that way still. I haven't really done a lot with housing stuff lately. For Gorgon, what stuff is a once a week drop? It's everything except for the artifacts is a once a week drop. Do you have to find full 3 per gear piece, or is there any way to craft or upgrade them? Some of them have upgrade recipes, so if I go to like... do I not have another tab open yet? I don't have another tab open yet. Cool. So if I go to like Syncratic, for example, gear... Or actually, no, let's try Deep River. Deep River Blunderbuss. This is a really common one that people like. So this is keenly empowered and enchanted, so people often upgrade this, and then they put like attunement on there. To upgrade it requires a weapon matrix, which right now is extremely expensive. Some dark matter, which isn't that bad, a gypsum orb, and 3 chromatic seals. And then with this, you can get a 700 BB, and then put any perk you want on there. Yeah, trophies are 4 for all houses. It's the amount of storage they could put in them. Maybe 5 for all houses. Yeah. Okay, so I'm not crazy anymore. That's how it works now. I think there's another 5K house down here. If I remember correctly, it's like either this one or that one. Yep, there we go. Alright, cool. So that will help because I want to put trophies in there for like raids and stuff pretty soon. At least the really cheap ones. And then let me head over to my refining town. Is it worth leveling all trade skills? I don't think it's worth leveling everything, especially not at first. The way that like the trade skills typically work is the ones that are easier to level give less of a profit when you get them higher, and the ones that are like a little bit harder to level give more of a profit. And generally you want to kind of find your niche and stick to it, because if you expand into too many markets, you'll just run out of buy order slots. So it's like, I went smelting, which I can use to give me gems. And then I take those gems, combine them with stuff I get from Arcana, and then I craft jewels. So like this is my workflow where I work through 3 of these. There's some other ones I'm trying to get up right now, like I'm trying to get stone cutting up, but that's not the highest priority for me. It's like something I really want to get because I want to be able to set rune glass, but that's like another thing that I'm trying to unlock. I've been raking it in with armor matrices. Oh yeah, the armor matrices and the weapon matrices are probably the 2 most profitable things right now. They're also like the 2 hardest things to level though, right? Like weaponsmithing, like what do you have to do? Just craft weapons, and you're looking to craft like unique weapons for the most part to get an XP boost. Like that's all you can basically do for weaponsmithing. And then you have to get that up to 250 to do the weaponsmithing matrix. The rune glass is kind of nice as well. That does matter at a certain point. Like the next one I'm like looking to get up after I get this stone cutting up is the weaponsmithing. So that I can like, you know, get weapon matrices, but and then I can craft rune glass too. Oops. I went to the wrong town. This is Everfall. I don't craft in Everfall. I craft here. But my UI is like not showing colors today. What cape is this from? This is from the Winter Wonder event that comes around like the holiday season, like December. And you can unlock it then. I don't think you can get it right now if you're like a brand new player to the game, but a lot of the older players have it. Spent 150k leveling weapons and armory, made it all back in a single day with the matrices. Jeez. See, I just don't have the capital to even like consider that investment. And there's no loans that I'm aware of within New World unless you like include buying gold or whatever, which I don't like to take part in. So that, and I think we could start kind of getting to this. So we got a good amount of moats. Oh, looks like we just bought a few more moats. Actually, let me start with opening up the gems, and then after the gems, I'll probably have more stuff to open up moats with. See what I get from all these. So onyxes, that's already like up kind of big. Diamonds are really good. None of those are that great yet. But I basically can take platinum and then turn it into profits with this. There's a chance for it to be a blue, but it's kind of nice. What server are you on, by the way? This is Pangaea right now. It's a US East server. Also, I don't know how many of you guys are, like, we're kind of talking about a lot of crafting stuff now. I don't know how many people here are, like, into wars and that kind of thing, but it seems like AGS introduced a really big new mechanic to wars and didn't tell anybody, where if you are defending in fort, you have about 1.5 to 2 times as long of a respawn as an attacker. And it's making a lot of the game, like, attacker-sided right now. Like, I don't think a single, like, top company versus top company war on the server has won a defense if it's gotten a fort yet. It's kind of interesting. Yeah, and daily random run, 1k for mutation run, 500 for normal. I didn't realize it was that much. Oh my gosh, okay. Why would they do that? I don't really know. In theory, it would make the wars more attacker-sided, but I don't know why AGS would want to make the wars more attacker-sided. Wars are bugged, surely, and it's not a mechanic? You can't tell. It's really hard to tell. I hope it's a bug, but it feels like at this point it might be a mechanic. They didn't say anything, and it's just like, that's just the behavior that we see now. Alright. Chest says 150 gold, you get 1k gold. That's so weird. It's probably why I wasn't doing it. Because I didn't think it would be worth that much. Can I craft serums yet, or serums higher level? That might be worth getting into now, too. All the notes coming in right as I'm, like, crafting up everything. Nice. You get 6k per day if you do all the random queues. What? It's that much? What? Wait, I gotta ask you about this. That seems a little bit too good to be true. So like all you have to do is you just go to activities and you just like you just do expeditions, do random, and then you'll get this cash, and that's like it says 125 gold. It's more than that. So you do this 3 times, especially as a tanker healer. Oh yeah, because then you get the bonus one. The mutated one says 150 coins. So even though it says even though it says 150, it's actually 1k, and it's a 500 for the normal one. So the value is just wrong. Okay, why is the value just wrong? Like, can they document their own thing? Like, hello? That's crazy. Because it's New World. Unlucky. Alright, I did not know about the random trick. I might actually do that in minutes. I need to try to get a light set going. So I might get like really cheap light gear. And then just light tank, basically. Which I think is fine if I go like a rapier or something like that. Yeah, no, that's really good information that should be shared with other people, and it's probably video worthy. I already made a video for today. I haven't made a video for tomorrow yet. Just tuned in. What trick might we do? There are a lot of tricks right now. It depends what you're talking about. You're talking about gear score stuff. You're talking about exploit stuff. You're talking about new video I just put out. You're talking about how to make money. Like you're kind of talking about it all. What have you been doing to level your Arcana? I literally have just been crafting moats. I didn't do anything else. I've just been doing moats, which is like not a fast way to level Arcana at all. But it does make a okay amount of money. Not as good as like anyone else is making, it feels like in my chat. Like I feel like I'm being shamed. Okay, no, do need to get a little bit higher to get to the regen serums. I need to get to 205. Okay, that makes me feel a little bit better. Because I really want to be able to craft those. I mean, the other thing that's like really good to craft too is like coatings. Like makes so much right now. Like I really should be crafting coatings. Tune in, that's a good trick. I might do that. What was that a reference to? That was a reference to if you go through activities and then go to expeditions and do the random queue. This is 125 coins. This is actually 500 coins. If you do mutated, it says that this is 150 coins. It's actually 1,000 coins. So I can make like a good amount. Most people have 15k max. Okay. I woke up today to 30k. And I spent it all within like half an hour. Gosh, I need a lot of more water quints. Am I okay doing that actually? I don't know about that one yet. Start with opals. Work my way around. Onyx is very profitable. Yeah, I need a lot of moats. Like, a lot of moats. I don't think this is too troll. Like, carnelians actually do sell right now for a good amount. These are still used for the raid. These are okay. So it looks like we have too many gems now and we need more moats. I typically take those and then I sell everything up there. I think I might actually sell the moats, or not the moats, but the stuff down here. Well, no, I should go up here and I should just do my refining. The problem is I just bought a bunch of stone. So now I have to find a way to get rid of the stone in order to like sell everything else. But I think we'll figure it out. What do you think the best build is for returning player for PvE and PvP? PvE, generally speaking, I feel like is a lot more flexible than it used to be, but like Rapier, Fire Staff, Rapier, Ice Gauntlet seem to be like relatively consistent in terms of like being good for everything. Because a lot of the stuff is more DPS oriented right now. I feel like an easier one to go for though, that's like relatively good still, is like you go for a spear with like enfeebling skewer. Like that build's like pretty much used in all forms of content and is very effective. Like surely this gives me some XP, right? It give me 5 levels, okay. Like I'm just trying to start crafting my way up here. Looks like I need a lot more lodestone and probably some void stone to kind of do everything I want to do though. Recharged sand is worth a lot. Do we have sandstone blocks? That actually might be better. I was thinking hatchet spear. I mean, hatchet spear is fantastic. Yeah, it's a very solid thing to go. You can't really go wrong with it. I think I might actually just like sell this and just go for the sand block method. Or sand. Yeah, no, it's sandstone block. Those are really expensive, actually. Okay, maybe it's not worth it. I sold that too soon. Let me not sell that quite yet. Grip taxes. Alright, let me try to sell some of these gems. And try not to crash the market at the same time. Okay, thank you. These were dirt cheap yesterday, and I could not figure out for the life of me why they were so cheap. Someone bought those up. These are relatively cheap as well, to be honest, but still probably worth selling. Also have a lot of prismatic ingots from some of the other activities in the game. Like mostly the boxes. So like another thing too is like I get these boxes from doing jewel crafting, right? And then these always give me prismatic ingots for some reason. So then I can sell those as well. And I don't have to make them. Just kind of nice. The boxes are like a kind of a newer thing that was added to New World that makes the crafting experience a lot better. Yeah, these are still extremely profitable. Probably buy some more water moats. These have come down a lot. That's probably not worth crafting anymore. And nothing else here is that crazy. Yeah, people are starting to sell the rune glass stuff for a modest amount. I bought some early on, so I can kind of utilize that still. What are blessed rivets at? Excellent. I could actually make the blessed rivets like relatively cheaply too. Like, I think I only need like some gypsum basically. So blessed rivets you make here, the outfitting station. You make them at the Arcana station, I think. Wait, is it Arcana? It's something weird like that. It's at a different station. No? Let me look up blessed rivets real quick. Oh, it's stone cutting. Well, that's weird. Do you think VG build is viable without Blood Drinker? Yeah, I mean, the question with the VG is more about Mag Gauntlets, it's not about Blood Drinker. Yeah, so 15 powerful gemstone dust, I can make that pretty easily. 5 gypsum orbs and 2 prismatic blocks. Like, I could actually crank this out. Let me go do that real quick. So I'm gonna... How do I want to start this? Probably go CK, get my daily gypsums in, and then I'll go to Windsward and pick up, and then create some dust there. And then I'll come back up and then I'll craft a bit. Does the rune glass proc stack for the new ring? Yeah, rune glass procs will cause that new ring to stack with bonuses. I've seen a clip where someone auto-attacked once and then got like 3 stacks on that ring for 20 seconds instantly, or like 18 seconds or something like that. It was so funny. Like, it's incredibly strong. What am I looking for again? Oh yeah, wishing well. Well of fortune. I get my weekly key now. Little bonus to my doubloon economy. I just buy all the costumes from here because there's not like a great thing to use doubloons on at a certain point. It feels like all these will be useful at some point. Is Rapier SNS a viable weapon DPS combo? I don't think it's something I've really seen a lot. The issue I can think of off the top of my head is that Rapier, even though it primarily scales best with dexterity, actually scales better with int in terms of its DPS output in a lot of things. So it's not usually like something that's really sought after in terms of like going from a dexterity standpoint. And even if you went for a dexterity standpoint, that's like the weak focus point of SNS scaling. So like you're kind of going into like 2 weaker parts of the kit there. If you go for dex for rapier and dex for sword and shield, which I think is why it's not really something that's commonly seen. SNS rapier is like a relatively common like pure tank build, but it's like kind of a cheese build. I wouldn't really say it's amazing. Is bleed considered elemental? It should be considered standard damage, and I believe standard damage actually is elemental. Like, it shouldn't be, but like, you see how it says elemental damage resistance, and it says standard damage resistance, and it falls under the elemental category? I'm pretty sure that means that bleed damage does fall under elemental, because bleed damage is standard damage. So I think so, yes. I didn't really think about that. That's a really good tech. How much could I buy the topaz things for? Too much. 'Cause I could use that to make dust, the idea. And they're usually very cheap. These are also usually very cheap. I don't think it's strong. I think it's powerful or something. It's probably 50 right now. Yeah. Actually might just yoink like a bunch of these. And use that for dust for the rivet crafts. The Jaspers I feel like are like weirdly worth it right now to keep. Not usually, but particularly right now. Alright, now I'm gonna go back here. I'm gonna craft my gypsum up, and then I'm gonna buy some stone gear, or like some stone that I can use for the rivets, and then I think I could sell the rivets for a pretty big profit. I hate Hatchet. It's 100% of engagements. Hatchet's like very annoying right now. Very powerful too. Like the tracking's just ridiculous on it. Okay, so we got the gemstone now. So we need to... I think we just need to buy like the stone stuff, but let's see if there's anything else, and then do a little bit of gypsum. Yeah, so we need prismatic blocks and gypsum orbs. Which I think I have gypsum orbs in inventory somewhere. By the way, do you know there's a mod for void protection on Amulet? A new word buddy, it says it might be unobtainable, but when I search for it on trade posts, it's like it doesn't exist. There's some things that they forgot to add into the game. I wouldn't be surprised if that's one of them. Like it should be a thing, but it might not be a thing. I have not really heard about that one though. That's kind of bizarre. Oh wait, do I have stone cutting gear in here? Oh, I had stone cutting gear. I should have used that earlier. Oops. I did burn a lot of gypsum the other day. Because I was leveling up heart runes. And heart runes, like, just gobble it all up. But it looks like I still have a good amount. Let me go here real quick. Yeah, I got plenty of emeralds because of all the trading I do. Okay, and then what's the last thing I need? It's a stone block thing. Prismatic blocks. I need 8 of them. God, it's gonna make me go broke, isn't it? Fortunately, the gems aren't selling super quickly. the price of these is basically the same, so I could sell those. Start off with that. That's 6 prismatic blocks. That means I can make 6, or I can make 3 blessed rivets. Could you get a chance at additional items? No, you can't. Okay. That, in theory, is worth like 15k. Roughly. Maybe 12 to 15k. Which I could sell like one right now for cheap. And then I can put the others on a TP, so I still have something to work with. Update 1.1.1 released October 24th brought optimization aimed at improving server stability and performance, especially for war. And they introduced a load and respawn. That tracks, Grove. It's miicrow's fault that SNS Hatchet Assassin build is flooding OPR. Oh yeah, that thing is silly. It is so silly. I'm not even like the one that's like good at the build either. There's a guy named Rawberry who's like an expert at that build. And he's the one that people really should be going to, but I made a relatively decent video on it. I think the tree I had was like probably a little bit off, but at least the theory crafting, even he said, was like not that bad. Like it was pretty close to what he had. Is the damage calculator on New Road Buddy accurate? It's slightly off, but it's relatively close. Testing differences between Tumblers and Nature's Wrath, and they seem to both have the same damage. Yeah, so it's relatively close. For some of the New Road Buddy stuff, you have to enter in values manually, though. Just be aware of that. Okay. So the other thing I wanted to work on today is building out that light set that I was talking about earlier. So in order to do this, I have a specific way I want to build it out, and it's using featherweight. And I wanted to lock in 2 heavy pieces with the featherweight. So I wanted to, well, first I need to like actually upgrade this to some extent. But I wanted to do heavy boots and heavy legs. Which might sound weird, but will make sense later on. And then I need to figure out what other pieces I can go to get that to light. Like if I go... Is this medium? Yeah, it's all medium gear. I'm trying to figure out if I have any light gear. I feel like I just don't have any light gear. But the idea behind this is... I could have a DPS oriented build, and then I can go... do some forms of content and not have to worry about the gear too much. So I think it should be light and then light for the other two, but I'm not 100% sure. So if I do light there and I do light here, am I going to be over? It looks like I might be over. Carrying one of my new buddies through M2 for Tarn gear. Yeah, Tarn gear is like, has pretty good stonks right now. Okay, so I can't do that. That puts me in the medium. So I could do one of them at a time. How do I want to do this then? Probably open up the featherweight calculator thing. Let me pull that up real quick. Alright, let me turn off the shield. Yes, there's no way to do this with 2 heavies. I could do light, heavy, and then 2 lights here, which is probably the best way to do it. So it'd be light legs, heavy hands, light head. So that would be what I would want. And then I can change my attribute bonus to be whatever type of gear I want to get, which in this case would probably be a combination of strength and dex, and then I can open up this stuff, and then I can try to pit good gear for the build I'm trying to go for. Oh, I forgot to change... Do I want strength dex gear, actually? I think I want to do rapier IG for this. And try a build that I saw for tanking. Ooh, actually, this is pretty good too. No, I can't do that. I could do this one. Is this better for me? Because I have a medium handpiece that's like bis for rapier. So I feel like this is slightly better for me. So I'd want medium legs and then the medium hands. Because I have... what do you call it in here? This. Leeching Fury. So then we need medium legs. Like, I'm just buying really cheap gear, putting it on, using the, like the loot biasing to try to get better gear, and then kind of working with that. Light helm, pants, and heavy boots and arms works too. Can't you do heavy helm and boots, light rest? So I want heavy boots because I want to drop from the raid, and I'm gonna eventually turn this into a raid set. And the medium legs are also really good. So I'm basically building this gear to take advantage of loot biasing. If that makes sense. And then I'd want my attribute to be int, actually, for this set. Now I think about it. And I should be putting on an IG. And a rapier, which I have the rapier. So I'm trying to take advantage of loot biasing. I don't have a ton of chests, so it's not going to be like perfect, but I can at least probably hit a piece. So I want rapier on there, and then we want an IG on here. I think we're good now. Okay. Like, yeah, I got some pieces from that, but not great pieces from that. This doesn't really matter at all. I don't think the trade skill food matters either. So I got something, but nothing like that insane. That rapier is honestly not that useful. Any of this gear usable? That's not usable. That is usable. Upgrade over current gear. So we would need to buy medium pants. We have something I could slot here for now. And the rest looks like we're basically there. Okay. So now I need medium armor, legs, decently high gear score but cheap. Actually, what I could do is I could do a minimum like 650, and then I can sort by price. Yeah, focus con, no, dex int, perfect. Like, I don't care about anything from here. I just want it to be something I can use to get drops, and then I can do a random raid, put in a taunt gem, and I should be basically good. That ring obviously doesn't really work here. Also, the skin is, like, actually atrocious. It's actually so bad. This does, though. Forgot about that ring. That's a thing. That's fine. Despise is fine. Everything else here checks out in terms of being a good thing for this kind of build. Do I have heart runes? Yeah, I do. Okay. Yeah, I think this is pretty much there. So I'd want to put a taunt gem in the rapier for PvE, I believe. IG, I don't really care yet, because I'm gonna get a better IG, but the rapier is like kind of a lock-in for a while. I forget what people go for the rapier tree for. The tank build is the only thing. And I know Sherlock has a tank guide, so I probably could find that. Actually, wait a second. I could do a thing. Tank. Rapier. Okay, so it's 100 con. Which I can get to. I'm gonna undercut it on either Dex or Int. Looks like I'm gonna be undercutting it on Int because it looks like he's saying that Dex is better now. It used to be better, so I guess that switched. So that's good to know. I can put the rest in Int for now. It's gonna be low attributes, but I can boost that up pretty quickly, I think. 150 Int is so good though. That's better than 300 Dex, surely. Crit chance while empowered. Yeah, that does not matter. Okay, so let's get 150 int. And then I'm gonna go up to 100 con because I want to make sure I'm not dying as I tank here and like understand the combo a bit better. And then go for dex, and then I think I'm just gonna take it from there. And then I can do like PvE tanking basically. So not this, but okay enough gear to run. In terms of featherweight, what do I need to do? Elysian Wilds stuff. Not too much. Okay, I think this is honestly good enough for me to do an expedition. And I think from there I can like figure out what I need to go. So let me do expeditions, mutated, random, tank, and then I can get the gold thing, and then I can also get my gear going for this kind of build. Okay, cool. What tree do you go for this build? Armor. He goes Blood Drinker? What? Okay. Let me grab that real quick, or I have that already. Okay, I have no idea what the skill tree is. I'm just gonna run a random one, but I guess I'll put in the Blood Drinker because he's recommending it. I didn't expect him to say Blood Drinker. I'm not gonna lie.
So shall those foolish souls enter her domain, ignorant to their true purpose.
Let's do like here, here, and I don't really know what to go for this, but like we'll just pretend that this is the one that you want. You probably want all the CDR stuff, which involves going down to there, so let me do that, and then I'll call it that for now. And then you guys can watch me do really bad tanking with a build that I don't understand yet. Oh god, that's a completely different skill tree than I just picked. Oh, it's a completely different skill tree. Okay. Yeah, let's do that, I guess. I said goat tank? Oh god, this is gonna be cursed. This is gonna be so cursed, man. You have no idea. But I know this is a viable tanking spec, so I just want to kind of figure it out. I find it best to like learn specs from like PvE usually. Like you kind of get the feel of it in PvE just naturally. If I figure featherweight will make me a lot more tanky. He probably didn't recommend featherweight, but like I don't really care. I just want something like somewhat tanky. I know the idea is you basically just rapier spam because you have a good amount of leeching from that, which is like the reason why I built this build is because I have these gloves, right, and have leeching fury, and like that's like the main idea with this build is you put enemies on top of each other, use leeching fury, and then you do a bunch. Actually, can I just throw a taunt gem in the IG too? Like I just want to like make sure I don't fuck this up too much. Yeah, I think everything else is fine. Wind chill enjoyer? Oh yeah, they actually use wind chill for tanks. Like it's actually a thing. I'm not joking about that. It should be going sideways with that, and they shouldn't be like spamming this. But wind chill is a thing now, I swear. You should be able to basically go infinite with this if you have good enough stats. I definitely do not have good enough stats, though. It's dependent on how often you crit, and you have crits based off in powers, which I don't have yet. Which is probably why he goes to Dex perk, because he's trying to crit more. Okay, now what he's recommending actually starts making sense to me. Because it's all based off of crit, because every time you crit, you have 5% CDR, so it's about how many enemies you can hit with this ability, basically. Okay. That's starting to make more sense. I'm supposed to dodge things with this. I'm definitely not doing that right now. Like, I'll get the feel of it throughout this run, but I'm not doing this well right now. The goal is to slowly upgrade our gear. We get, like, free good rewards, too, because we're doing a mutation. What medium helm would you take over 13? Yeah, I would go over 13. That's why I was using that spreadsheet I was looking at earlier, because that tells me what the specs I can go without like necessarily going over. Effectively helps me a lot, just to optimize. Okay, I still have not figured out the tank. Probably need to watch a Sherlock VOD. But it's okay, we have Ice Pylon. It will carry us. Oh, I should touch that in case I die. Can't wait to see this boss. Oh yeah, I'm gonna get flung around like a rag doll. It's gonna be funny though. Me with my like green gear, no gems. Because I don't want to put gems into gear yet, because I'm just gonna continue to upgrade it. Like it's an M1. Like M1s are not that hard. In theory. I say that and I'm probably gonna get wiped here, but... So I have Despised and the Taunt gem in, so that should be enough. I swear to God, I'm not joking about the wind chill either. I'm pretty sure he has it in this build somewhere. Wait, does he not go wind chill? He goes Life Taker with it? I was lied to? I swear to God he went IG last time I looked at this. Does he not even go this rapier either? Like, watch him go a different rapier. Because I'm not doing for any bleed attacks right now, so like, this rapier in theory doesn't do as much. Besides the bleed damage. So he's going VG Greatsword. Greatsword with Rapier sounds weird, but because of the dex it kind of makes sense. Or Fire Staff? Oh yeah, he's just doing a normal Rapier. Wow, that's so bizarre. Okay. Is that why you're waiting for me to do the boss? Because I was trying to put down the Ice Pile and just got one tapped? I was hoping I could at least put that down before we kind of went into the actual mutation. Wasn't even able to do that. Okay, we're good now. Dude, this is so weird. I hate it. You actually have to dodge every attack or you just die. What? It's not even doing anything on my screen. But it's also just kind of just button mashing at the same time. Okay, I did that, and that was the ugliest thing of tanking I've ever done. If you stand there, he doesn't move as much as in open. Yeah, I should have pulled him in the corner. I was just focusing on the rapier stuff the whole time after I came back up. The other reason why I'm trying to use it with IG right now is I think for the raid I would need to use it with IG. And it would make sense for me to go this rapier and go like evade rapier DPS tree. Which I think is slightly different than the tank tree that he prefers, but like... I think I could run like the pseudo DPS spec as a tank. Not have to worry about too much. Oh my god, look at that. It has Leeching Fury on it. Good perk. Yeah, it's just a full heal. Ow. I do like full heal every time I do anything, which is kind of nice. Like every single attack is just a full heal. Abyssal Conditioning? That's a perk? I forgot that was even a thing. Leeching Fury is Abyss. It's so good. This is just like a bleed damage boost at this point, though. Like, I think normally you go like Tondo with this as a tank, or like if I was in the tank, I'd go Tondo, and then I would drop like the repost. But as a tank, we're going repost. I think that's how it works. I'm like starting to understand it a little bit better. But it still feels really, really weird. Like I shouldn't be running it with IG. I can mine this now, right? No, I can't. Okay. Thought it was high enough level. Guess I'm not.
Beyond sadness.
We go down this way. I feel like we don't need to go down this way anymore, but I'm just gonna do it just in case. Because there is a named dude down here. Isn't the Tempest Guard thing like, or there's like there is gear here that is like weirdly good if I remember correctly. Yeah, I feel like that wind chill is doing nothing. Wind chill is taunt? Oh, I didn't know it was a taunt. Is that why it's run? Oh, I thought it was for like something weird. Well, it is a pretty weird reason, but it makes more sense. When did they make wind chill a taunt? It seems so odd. Hey miicrow, I saw you were crafting builds on Steam several days ago. Do you have a flail IG build on your buddy you could share? I don't have a flail IG one yet, but we can make one. Oh my god. Jesus Christ, she just destroyed everybody. Ow. Ma'am, I'm gonna need you to like calm down a little bit. The no gem life. No gems. Like, why does this hurt so much? Why does this hurt so much? Why does this also hurt so much? It's like, what's going on? In a recent-ish update, they added taunt to all sorts of things. Okay. So my wind chill is scary now. Got it. He's running magnetic gauntlets to get a 50% crit chance and get Fury up almost instantly. Okay, that makes sense. Well, in order to get that, I need to get the magnetic gauntlets, which I can get from here. So, it looks like we're in the right spot. Then I can make a taunting set and a non-taunting set. What hurts the most is seeing the plus 15 gold from killing Isabella when it used to be 1,000. Feels bad, man. I mean, you still get it from other sources, right? Yeah. Like, from doing this randomly queued mutation, I get, like, 1,000 gold, apparently. In hindsight, I think the 350 dex is more important than 150 int, but I didn't think that would be a thing. Because 150 int's usually, like, really, really important to get. Isn't there another person? Yeah, there is. Too late. Oh my gosh, if you hit from behind... Look, it just refreshes like almost instantly if you hit her from behind. It's crazy. Why did I lose taunt aggro? Why is this guy not rezzing? Okay, there we go. Ow. That was with the rapier thing too. Where I dodge. Still hit me. Surely that's enough. It's just 50%, right? Yeah, okay. Nice. A repost reduces the cooldowns of all other abilities by 20%? Ooh. It's a nice pickup. Truly scuffed tank Pepe laugh. Oh yeah, this is gonna be hella scuffed. I'm trying to get the loot bias gear drops and I have no idea how you tank with this spec. Well, that was a good piece, but unfortunately it's not one I need. That's a good one. I think I already have high enough gear to like do the thing I want to do. So this is like weirdly nice. I also have empowering breaker on these gloves, which is like another like really nice perk to have for certain things. Because a lot of bosses like have a mechanism where you can use the empowering breaker and just get tons and tons of value. What? Where? Okay. Yankees blew the game. I heard. It's kind of upsetting too. Like, I feel like they just didn't really show up to the series. The nice part about it, though, is the Padres did the best versus the Yankees compared to, I meant versus the Dodgers than any other person. So the Padres actually might be pretty good. And I was worried that they weren't, like, doing that well versus the Dodgers at the end. I can't walk faster, dang it. You'd be medium if doing Mad Gauntlets, right? Yeah, I would have to change my entire setup for doing Mad Gauntlets tank, which is not ideal. Wait, would he be doing it medium? Yeah, no, you would be doing it medium. You can't do this in... So does that mean he's tanking in medium, not light? Can you do medium and... or a heavy gauntlet in light? I feel like you can't. Right? Like, surely? What if I make this, like, heavy? Like, not walk into anything. I mean, not heavy. What if I make this light? Yeah, no. Yeah, I would be medium. Yeah, he's medium tanking, so I am tanking a lot squishier than you should be. You should not be taking this squishy. Thank you, H Division. I appreciate it. Forgot you don't have to wake these guys up. And now I'm gonna be regretting that for the rest of this thing. Well, I'll drop an ice pylon down. We'll just stagger to that. I feel like my DPS is okay, though. But you're the tank? Yeah, this is a tank build. It's a really weird tank build. That's why I'm doing so, like, why it's so weird for me right now. It's like, I don't know how to play this very well. But this is a tank build. The idea is you have a bunch of, like, invulnerability frames with a bunch of stuff, so you can just, like, kind of just dodge everything. It's like the complete opposite style of how I usually play tank, where I play something that just face tanks everything. He's the spirit of a tank? Oh yeah, I am definitely not doing like proper tank stuff, but the spirit of a tank is pretty accurate. We're trying, okay? We're attempting to tank. Wind chill. This tank. The real question's gonna be on the next boss. The next boss is actually kind of difficult. The last one's like usually pretty easy. So I probably shouldn't be going 100 con with this, should I? If I'm in light. I mean, at least I have featherweight. Like featherweight makes me like a pseudo medium, right? Ow. Dude, this gear sucks. I haven't got any good gear. No, I would say the opposite. Unlucky. Nisha doesn't need a tank as well, it just kind of does her choose permaflies around. Okay, that's kind of true. Nisha's like more, like he's just phase heavy. Did that die? I think the ice pollen just, okay, it does take damage to that. Are OPR crash caches worth opening? They give really good gear. OPR gives like some of the best gear in the game. Well, you can use that? That's crazy. Wait, Rapier's cheating versus this guy. I could just avoid every mechanic. No way you could just repost that. What? I was like, surely this doesn't work. Yeah, there's no way of getting out of that one. Dude, why are they so far away? Like, we're actually just gonna die to this. Those spawns are just so unlucky. He's covered the entire map, both spots we're at. Did you invent this, or can I find a guide somewhere for this? Oh, I am butchering a guide that Sherlock made this, build. It is soft New World builds, and this is where I'm gonna be putting my PvP stuff. Sherlock tanks a lot in PvE, so I just stole one of his builds, and I made it like 20 times worse than he already had it. Like I was like, I want to run like heavy boots with this. It's like, how can I make that work? It's like, okay, I'm going featherweight. It's like his build's like, go the artifact you get from this dungeon, don't go featherweight, like don't go finisher, I'm going finisher, don't go IG, I'm going IG. Okay, Dodgers just won. Yeah, I heard, I'm kind of sad. That's series, right? It's just 4-1. Dodgers, take it.
Let's see what feast upon their souls!
Wait, can someone clip that? Did I just get 2 heart runes? I think I just got 2 heart runes. I'm not crazy, right? Did I cleanse you? Oh, I can. No, I can't. Ow. Easy. We get mad gauntlets here, right? First try. Nico just turning the boss on DPS. Oh yeah. No tanking required, just do damage.
I am forsaken.
Well, I don't think we got it. Last time we had to run this like 45 times before we got it though. So it might be a bit. Enfeebling skewer. Lower gear score, but good perks. So that gave me 1k somewhere? Omni evade. Oh, it's hated on there too, and Keen. Wait, isn't this just like really good for tanking, or am I crazy? Like Keen lets me proc the crit more, which then gives me higher uptime on Leeched Fury. Omni evade is a DPS boost, and hated is more taunt. Like that seems like it would be good. GG's tanks for the run. God damn it. The puns. No, the puns. Ah, it was fun. Oh yeah, we did get a bunch of gold. I don't know how much of it was from the thing, but... Wait, health, enchanted ward, vigor. Whoa, that's pretty good for PvE. It's like really good for PvE. Open the gold box at the top. Ooh. That's a thing. Oh my. Wait, what? That's kind of insane. No? Wait. 1.5k easy? Yeah, I'm doing another one of those. Wait, what? No, that's nuts. I like how my entire left screen is just filled with random quests. And you get insta queues on tank too. Like I don't even have to wait. Go back into another cursed tanking round with my beautiful helm piece now. Twice per day? Yeah, that's a free 3k right there. Laz? Ew. Why would anyone want to do Mutated Laz? Why am I filling for this one? I'll do it. Ow. Ow. Yeah, my guy hurts. Doing mutations without the right gear is a little sketchy. I should pull aggro, I did taunt. Keyword should. I'm definitely making this interesting. I feel like I am not doing a good job at all. Windchill actually really good against their shields. I forgot about that. That's a tank tech that Lengod used a while ago versus me. He brought Windshield into wars. Whenever they crash, he'd windshield my shield and it would break my stam. And I was like, bro, what are you doing? And then I became enlightened. Bolt kick also good versus shields. Yeah, but I'm no spear enjoyer. Rapier mains now. Really cursed rapier mains, but we are rapier mains. pumping him up. Rapier tank. It's not going amazing, I'm not gonna lie, but it is going. This tank rapier? Oh god. I'm getting bullied. I'm trying my best. Without gems, so not completely trying, but like kind of trying, you know? Now my stat split's all messed up. I didn't mean to do that, meant to cleanse, because I have a bunch of dots on me and they kinda hurt. Changed my mind, I'm going this way. Gotta go enjoy PvE and get your gold. Oh yeah, I'm getting all the gold. Wait, no. That is the goal. 1.5k per mutation. Pink rapier, it worked. I'm alive. Wind chill meta. Really cursed wind chill meta. Question, Ice Storm disappears if we change weapons? No, it remains. Yeah, it will remain out. Don't really have to worry about that one. Have like one more piece I kind of need to get a better one for. A head. Oh wait, I got a 690 head. That one that's refreshing though. This might be kind of interesting. Normally you don't do this one with a rapier, I think. Doesn't help that these guys are hitting this thing. She's not doing damage. A little close. Oh, I got too close. I thought I was a little bit further away than the thing. It will. At least I didn't go flying off the edge. Someone went flying off the edge. You think people are like, who's tanking this? Like, they just don't know. Because my tanking's just not that good. Oh no. What do you think about Firestaff and Abyss? Really fun build. Seems a lot better than people give it credit for. What is this helmet? It's like I just put like a mask on, like I'm gonna go rob a store or something like that. Like what? Beaker, what updates would you make to your weapon combo tier list post New World of Tournament release? I would bump up the like the VG's ranking, like Artifact VG I think is a little bit better. That's the main one. Okay, I'm not being healed at all through the thing. But no, you can be healed through the thing. 'Cause that's how we used to do it. Ew. I pulled that out too early. You for sure can get healed, they just ain't showing you love? Okay. It's like, I can kind of live on my own, but not that well. I'm not that good at this build. Yeah, okay, that's fun. I just got body blocked in a corner. I was like, I'm fine here, and then I dodged and I didn't move anywhere, and I was like, uh-oh, I'm not fine here. I feel like I want to change my magnify now to int. So I want some int gear too. Like, I know it's not ideal, but like, I kind of want to force getting the gear I'm actually going to use. Oh wait, I already picked those up earlier. Oh well, I'll just deal with that at the end of the run. Ow, I fell. Switches to int, immediately get IGs to drop. Sorry, not artifacts, weapon combos. Okay, weapon combos. I feel like Hatchet SNS I would bump up like a lot higher. BBVG I'd probably bump up a little bit higher. And everything else would be like relatively similar, but those two in particular I think are a lot better. Spear I'd probably bump down a little bit lower in general. I think Spear's a little bit weaker. That being said, I know EU just continues to slot Spears over Hatchets in their wars. But the tracking feels like significantly worse than the Hatchet now, in my opinion. Again? Alright, so it should taunt him. How's Mage and Bow looking in this meta? Mage feels pretty good. Bow is broken with exploits, and without exploits is like kind of mid. Okay, I just can't use that for some reason. But I changed my magnify, now I'm getting all in ear, right? So, you know that thing works as I described it before. Oh yeah, this boss got some new mechanics. It's basically just do one orb at a time now versus both immediately. Oh. There's also like those orb things that spawn and do a ton of rend and damage. Looks like our damage is like a little low. No, wait, I can attack with this? I didn't know I could attack with it. I just can't use abilities. Ow. No, on the boss, you slot for 5 minutes, but it will slot for 5 minutes and be more annoying with mechanics in between. Yeah, basically. It's, there's like 2 mechanics now. A slight upgrade over the original, but still not that insane. Alright, now for the fun part. Got it. Why does it teleport you? What? Oh, that's the new boss. Teleports you up in the air so you fall down though. It's kind of funny. Like, don't want you falling between objects and just didn't position it correctly. Duplicating, refreshing, healthy. That's not that bad. Like, the duplicating's the not good part, but everything else is like not that bad. Anything good here on the IG side? Deadly Frost, nice. This one's okay. That's Dex. Nothing too crazy. Okay, this one's crazy. That's also kind of crazy. We got a few crazy rapiers. Deadly Frost one's like probably just a lock because it's Deadly Frost, but nothing else on it's that good. Does fire harnessing and ignited rune glass count as empower? Yeah, it does. Well, now we have 16k. And we look like a stupid person running around. Put more gems in the market now. Okay, we can craft up the lodestone too. That's the last one I need to do for today, but I didn't realize how good that bonus was. Like, it's actually like a really nice gold increase. We just open this and bam, there's 1,000 gold. Like, open this, like, bam, that's 500 gold. That just gave me like 3k for like doing like relatively easy stuff. Wait, gear score, is it worth it? Oh, and you got an ad? I swear I do not run much ads. I'm getting notifications from the Twitch people and they're like, you should run more ads. It's like, I'm good. Alright, I'm back. In general, I'd say no. And the main reason why I'd say no is you gain a 1.1 to 1.5% damage mitigation increase from armor going from 700 to 725 gear score. That seems very, very low. And with weapons, it's a 3.3% DPS increase, which also seems kind of low. So it's like, if you want to be 1.1% tankier, like, go for it, and you get attributes, I guess. And if you want to be, like, do like 3.3% more damage, like go for it, but it doesn't make a huge difference. I think he misread his question. It's just what gear score is worth it. Oh. Yeah, you're right. I did. No, I did misread it. Like I feel like getting up to 700 is good, but like going past 700 isn't really like necessarily worth it. Like 700 is like about the max you can do for DPS as well. I mean, look, like I mean it just depends if you want the attributes or not, really is what it comes down to. Like if you want the 50 attributes, then like it might be worth it, but like that's like basically all you're getting is the 50 attributes. I think 725 weapons are worth it, but like 725 armor is like it's okay. Like the way that armor works is it scales linearly, and like fortify scales linearly. It's not exponential, and it like kind of shows where it's like the new gear isn't that much better than the old gear because it's only a delta of 25. Why is everyone charging so much for lodestone right now? Like it's usually dirt cheap. Yeah, so there's basically not a point to going it unless you like don't have anything to spend gold on, I guess. I was trying to get to 180 so I can do rune glass stuff. I feel like that is not happening. That gave me a whole level for 3. What? Or is it mostly the bonus? I think it's mostly the bonus. Ooh, I got an extra. This. Like 20 away. So I really just need the lodestones. I mean, maybe I just sink like 200 gold into it and I'll just get it up. Question is, upgrade the artifacts to 700 or 725. It costs a weapon matrix each way, and the golden coconut's like not super useful, so I just upgrade it to 725. But it depends on your outlook. Like the golden coconut's like not that useful, and you can just use it to upgrade artifacts. I pump out 2 to 3 armor matrices a day, so I did my tumblers, not like your gambling Gorgon. Yeah. I mean, the Gorgon crafting thing is like, it's kind of early to even get into that one too. Please hit 180. 160? It's only 5 levels. Man. I just wanted it to be over quickly. Doesn't look like that's happening. What is this? What? Oh, it's the tuning orb thing? Just like, why does that give so much XP for how cheap it is? Wait. Okay, it's not much XP. There's a first time craft bonus. I just had to go for it. Okay, yeah, it's just the first time craft. I was like, oh, yeah, that's actually not that bad of a deal, but no, it's just first time craft stuff. Isn't that for orbs? Yeah, no one really goes for orbs nowadays, to be honest. I mean, the other cheap way to, like... God. I could upgrade another heart rune. Like, if I were to upgrade this heart rune, I would probably just go all the way. Do I have heart rune in the build somewhere? Yeah, I do. But it requires, like, 50 gypsum, which I don't really want to spend. But, like, look at the amount of XP this gives. It gives so much XP. Okay, so that's a work in progress still. Fuck me, I forgot how much this cost. Yeah. They're expensive. Wait, that's a lot of XP? Yeah, it's a crap ton of XP, but it costs like all your gypsum that you could ever own. So it's like, I don't know if it's really worth it. That should have been one day. I forgot to buy more platinum too. It's like 40k plus gold, my guy. I don't think I'd give that much up for gypsum. Yeah. I mean, it's just not worth it right now. Like, look, the blessed rivets are selling. They're giving me 5k per. And with the Arcanist roll, no regrets other than Serum being cheaper on Legacy. Yeah, serums are funny. These have gone down so much. Serums on Legacy, I think, are worth like around 20 a piece, or they used to be. Regens are still a little bit higher. Are there wildlife trophies? Yeah, there are. So I need those for raid. I care about the other ones a little bit less. But the miicrow set. Wait, miicrow, so the meta is to eat a boltcaster hatchet set for FFA, farm 25k doubloon, and then get a Bith 700 gear score set. uh, I feel like the meta is get high gear score weapons. If you have illegal armor that's 700 gear score, it's probably better than the armor that you'll get that's 725. And at that point, just like kind of chill. So it's something like that, but a little different. Miicrow, how much longer are you streaming? May have a raid incoming. Uh, I mean, I can go for probably up to an hour and a half longer. Kind of in a chill crafter mode. I might go do some OPR though. Oh wait, I already put this one down. Where's the house that I just bought? Oh yeah, it's here. Dude, I look so ridiculous with the goggles on. I'm probably gonna go do OPR crush with the funny build. It's either that or try to farm mag gauntlets. I don't know which one would be a better thing to do. Like I kind of need the mag gauntlet stuff and I kind of need the gear, but OPR is like more fun and it gives pretty good gear anyway. Would you guys rather see OPR cheese builds or would you rather see more mutations with cursed tank specs? Mag gauntlets farm blows every time. Oh yeah. Finally got my Gorgons clear, but I couldn't loot bias for the musket since I was the last DPS alive. Feels bad, man. That really sucks. Like, I tried to loot bias last time too, but I'm the tank player. And it was like, wait, I can't really do this, can I? OPR cheese all day, every day. We do a lot of OPR cheesing around here. Alright. Got 3 more weeks and then I can craft it. I'm almost rapier level 22. Yeah, I think this is the last thing. Deal 10% more base damage when your target is greater than 50% health. Okay. So let me throw this on real quick, lock this in there so I don't forget about that set. And we can do some OPR stuff. Oh, wait, I need to level up this artifact actually. Shoot. Let me level up this artifact first and then I can do some OPR stuff. I forgot about that. Because I kind of need featherweight leveled up. Yo, Pace, what's going on? I'm gonna pass out. Enjoy your stream. Thank you. We have just been doing some cursed tank specs today. A little bit of crafting stuff. I finally got above 10k gold. And we found a new bis way to make money, which is good. Or it was chill. Defeat corvid enemies in Elysian Wilds. I feel like this is not the spot to farm corvids. Am I trapped in the corner? Thanks, AGS. I'm actually just trapped in the corner. Okay. Alternatively, I just do a chest run, and then, like, we get everything done, but I have to do the chest run tomorrow, I think. I feel like that's probably the better play. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do a chest run, and then I can do some OPRs and show you guys some cheesy builds. Yep, we heard good things about the PvP. PvP her? Best way to make money is to invite nations to do Genesis with you. Oh god. No, you can do, so there's a AGS and all their wisdom, they put together this activity thing, right, for expeditions, where it says that you'll get 125 coins It turns out this is actually 500 coins, so that's like a decent way. But the Mutator one says it's 150 coins, and it's actually 1,000 coins. And if you queue as a tank or as a healer as a random, then it's 1,500 coins. So I can get like 3k coins per day just by doing like 2 mutations. Talked to a few people last night about the 725 thing and what it means for damage. Yeah, so what it means for damage is if you go from 700 gear score to 725 gear score, you gain a 3% damage increase if your weapon goes up that much. If your armor goes from 700 gear score to 725 gear score, you gain a 1.1% increase in damage reduction. Both of those are not super significant. I'd argue the weapon one's a little bit more significant, so it might be worth getting weapons level up to 725, but in terms of gear, like, I feel like you're just kind of chilling at 700, and it's not that big of a deal. Around 14% damage-wise total, counting the points. So you're counting the 50 attribute points? So that's a lot higher of a number than I've heard from anyone. Okay. Yeah, I mean, if you include the 50 attribute points, then it should be like a good amount more, depending on like what you're getting with those 50 attribute points. But it also depends on the build too, right? Like if I'm a healer and I'm just going into focus and I'm going into dex, like what's the difference between having like 250 con and 400 focus, or 250 con and like 300 focus, or 350 focus? Like both those are like very, very good healer specs, and like you don't really benefit that much from the extra 50. So I think it depends on the build, but yeah. That come from the gnome? Okay. I mean, gnome's like relatively reliable, but this is the way that this was tested is just an A-B comparison with 700 or 725, not including attributes, so. Are you live on another platform? Yeah, live on Twitch at the same time. Mira. Some people prefer the Twitch chat, some people prefer the YouTube chat. You see the Twitch chat showing up too. But, so that's what we were kind of doing the other day, and there's like a whole conversation in the Discord where someone managed to pull 725 versus 700, and they put on the 725 piece that had the exact same like perks and like armor weighting, etc. And they did like, they took 4 more damage, or no, they took 4 less damage than the 700 piece, and it was like, wait, that's like nothing. It was like, why would you go 725 armor? It seems like a huge pain. It's kind of funny. Okay, let's do some cursed OPRs. Like, by cursed, I mean probably just bullying people. In the background, just have something else going there. Put that in the con. Just dump like everything basically in the con, and I need to change my trees. I think it will, the only best damage from it's like rapier. I mean, I think rapier's gonna be really good with it. Like any like 100 con damage build, like blunderbuss seemed like it'd be really, really good with it. Hatchet seemed like it'd be really, really good with it, because they could hit like key breakpoint thresholds. But like a lot of weapons just don't hit those thresholds. So this is supposed to be a tank build, so we basically just take every single thing on the right tree and we go down to here. That's the standard tank build in PvP. Flail looks fine, actually. That looks like my PvP flail build, so we're good there. And then I'm not putting in attribute points because I'm a broke person, and we're gonna call it a day there, and maybe throw in some cheap dust, and I don't have cheap dust. Oh no, I do have cheap dust. Cool. Alright, so this is budget tank build. Not using attribute points, see how it goes. The last couple of PRs have been doing pretty well with it. Did a drunk crafting leveling last night that might be broke logging in now. That's what happened to me last night. I logged off like the last 2 days with like less than 1k gold, and I was like, oh no, I messed up my crafting. I went for the wrong stuff. Logged on today, I had 35k gold. It was like, what just happened? Why is this guy... Why is my healer running away? Wait, come back. Oh wait, that's a bow. I could tank for you. Man's just running. Oh, we need to shield here for a second, keep people alive. The problem is we don't really have a life staff. Okay, now we have a life staff. We need to get this fire staff off this guy. There's so much peeling that you have to do now. It's so annoying. Did everyone on my team just get wiped? Are we okay? I can't tell. I think we're okay. We're gonna slowly bleed out though, once we have heals. Oh, we got Dusty? Oh, we're chilling. I didn't realize we had Dusty. Dust Spiss. Give Dusty a cleanse there. Dusty and I used to play together in 15k. I haven't played with 15k in a while though. I mean, you upgrade your artifact regardless and it doesn't cost more resources to get 725 versus 700, so realistically only losing like 15 to 12, so you're losing 38 points. So yeah, it's probably closer to like, and like in that idealized situation, like maybe a 10% DPS diff, like if given you're hitting like an insane break point, that's gonna like skyrocket your DPS. But for the most part, like I think it's gonna be like getting around like maybe a 5 to maybe 6-7% DPS increase, which isn't that significant for the amount of grind that's worth it, that to make it worth it. Like there's so many like players that are just getting into the game and it's like, oh, I can't get into any raids. Like, should I be just trying to get like random 725 pieces from the PvP zone, or should I be trying to hit like the 3 perk bis or whatever? And it's like I think 3 perk 700 is like significantly better than 725. And that was the other aspect too, is if the armor threshold was like so close to each other, you can get like Frigid Dawn gear and then just run it in 700 and it would be better than some 725 gear because of illegal perk thresholds. And that was like part of the video that I put out today. Which was a really, really late video, but people started using some gear score exploits and I felt like I like had to talk about it a bit. Because they're a little too strong. Also, we never capped this. Like, we all just walked away. I'm getting stuck capping the base. SMH. That's not Dusty. It's a different person. Dusty's not in Phoenix Legion. So I don't think he is. I have 20k? Yay. That's a good amount. Nice job. Do I need to get schematic drops before I can craft Gorgonite gear? You do not, but you have to get schematic drops if you want to craft it for other people. You can craft your own Gorgonite gear with the Gorgonite inductors, but that craft is only for yourself. So like the idea of be a crafter and like gearing up other people and selling gear, like that's less of a thing this patch than it typically is. Let's help out over here. With the nameplate thing, I can't tell who's on my team and who isn't sometimes. These guys all look like the same person. So the biggest PvP change to happen recently is that 300 con change. Like, the staggering is so beneficial now sometimes. Ping wheel's broken. He's hitting for 400. I'm trying to get to the other side so that he can't shield. Man's running Phoenix. Okay. That is an artifact. I feel like that did not help him at all. Do you know how Sin increases debuffs by 20%? Are the knockdowns considered debuffs? Yeah, any red thing on your opponent is considered a debuff. Anything that's red. I mean, like, minor exceptions, because New World coding, but, like, anything that's red. Do I have 3k? Yeah, I have 3k. Wait, I'm rank 4 as a tank? Wait, we're going crazy. I feel like we're not, though, but apparently we are. Give that damage reduction over. I missed my invig, man. Like, I kind of want to get the wood grain gear again and, like, upgrade that to 700. Like, I kind of miss it. But it was so expensive to upgrade. It's a DPS buff. It's like one POR on our team over here, so it's a damage is sticking. What's going on, Mobo? What's with this shit I'm hearing on the Pangaea server of Cosmic paying people IRL money to come to their wars? Apparently they just take over servers completely. Okay, first of all, does Apple's really do that? That'd be the first question. I feel like Apple's doesn't pay people, but like some people have paid people in the past to like war for them on companies. But the highest amount I've seen some of them paid is like $100 to war for a company. And that was like with Whirlwhip on West Coast for Kylem's company at one point. But Cosmic is not that good of a company. They're not going to take over the server. Historically, what happens with Cosmic is Cosmic's like a group of friends. They'll spawn in a server. They'll do like decently well. Like they'll take like 2 or 3 territories, but then they won't be able to beat the best company on the server. And usually their solution is to outsource in the poach talent, which is like where that buying thing kind of comes in. And even then, they usually aren't able to win. So it's like, I wouldn't be too stressed out about Cosmic, but Pangaea is like a very competitive server now. Like, I think Dopamine's like relatively good. Toxic I haven't played against yet, but they have taken territories. Cosmic's like decent, but I wouldn't say it's the best. CWA is pretty good. Festival is like very, very strong. I haven't played versus Defiance yet either, but like there's a few decent companies on this server. Like Ghost Legion isn't bad either. Like I don't expect Cosmic to like walk on here and take over the server. I think the funny part is like I'd say green has like 2 to 3 strong companies. Yellow has like 1 strong company right now. I guess Defiance did take a territory, so maybe they're strong. I just haven't, like, I don't know anything about them. Like, I expect them to lose to Cosmic. Purple has... Oh, I guess Purple also has 1 strong company. So green just has, like, 2 to 3 companies that are good for some reason. I don't know why Cosmic went green. Like, Cosmic should have gone purple or yellow then. Doesn't really make sense. Good morning from Draco EU. Good morning. I don't know, his old general said that's all he does. I'm on Pangaea. I mean, he's a very controversial character. I'd say he's very, very entertaining. And I genuinely like the guy. Like, he's generally pretty good. Like, at what he does, he's, like, very entertaining, like, good at, like, the streamer stuff. But he's definitely, like, he's definitely controversial and is, like, very weird in some aspects, but most people are. He's great when he's dropping certain words. Yeah, he does do that too. He does get canceled a bit. I started the console launch. Is it possible to get any gear that's 625 to 700? It's not. So 625 to 700 was a major gear increase, and nothing that was 625 can go to 700. There's a lot of gear that can go between 650 to 700 and it can be upgraded to 700. And then after 700, there's 700, 725, and that's like another gear gap. So there's like 3 separate gear gaps that you have to kind of get through. Like early on, like 625 is pretty good to get, especially for like gear that got removed, like chain and repressing ward. Or like those are really good pieces to get at 625 typically. You can get a lot of 650 stuff from like solo trials, like it's relatively easy to get. And then getting up to 700 is like do OPRs, do mutations. I think normal 650 you can do regular dungeons too, but 700 shouldn't be like too bad to get to. And then like and you can also do an open world like name drops. But getting up to 725 seems like it's relatively difficult. I seen your YouTube video about the bow exploit. How long has this exploit been going on? I've known about it for like 14 days, like 2 weeks. It's a while ago. I was talking about how there's an exploit so bad that I didn't want to share it because I thought it would break the game and the game wouldn't be playable until it was fixed. And that was the bow exploit that I was talking about. There's like 1 or 2 others that are also pretty bad, but I don't think they're as bad as the bow exploit. I was hoping that AGS would patch them because I sent them to them like weeks ago, but I haven't heard anything, and I was gonna wait until post-Halloween event to say anything because if they didn't do anything then, I knew that they weren't really gonna take action upon them. But if I make it public, it will up the priority, and it was already something that was public, to be honest. Okay, my entire army evaporated. I don't know where they went. So we're gonna run away. Tactical retreat. Oh, I found one guy. How many people do you think I can cause to hit me if I sit here? Usually the OPR players get bored. Seems like a one-sided OPR so far though. Yep, there we go. Yeah, I'm just dead. Okay. My gem resist is really poor right now, but I'm surprised I died that fast. It's like the fastest I've died so far. Oh, I didn't take care of the exploit. I forgot there's also this exploit too. There's the gear square exploit still that's going on. Or like, not the gear square one, the one where if you lose the heavy protection bonus for some stupid reason. There's so many things you have to like juggle now. Like every time I enter in an activity, like when I took so much damage there, it's like, why am I taking so much damage? It's like, wait, all the crits are hitting me for like literally a quarter more than they should. Let's see if I can pull some people together. Seems like everyone's playing like really skittish though today. Like I don't see any big clumps. It's like all fire stabs. That guy stammed out pretty hard. I don't know who we have in our team though, is the only weird thing here. It feels like we're missing people. It's a shame, man. Game is doing great. Community is happy. AGS should not delay a hotfix for an exploit. I mean, that's what that's kind of my take on it all. It's like the first negative video I put out in like 2 or 3 weeks. Like the game's in a pretty good spot. There's just like 1 or 2 things. This guy might die. So funny trick about fire staff now, if you stagger a fire staff, they can't use the flamethrower for 6 seconds now. Kind of something that was a ghost patch and never was really talked about from AGS. But they nerfed flamethrower pretty hard. Oh my gosh, there's my army. Like, where were you guys earlier? Like, hello? Like, welcome. So I do not have DPS, I am just trying to disrupt this guy, and it looks like he's ignoring me, and unfortunately my build doesn't do good, well in those situations. But we still were able to get something out of it. So this is a tank disruptor kind of build, but it's a very bad at disrupting and very good at tanking. Also, I have not been healed in a while here. I think we're just going to chill for a second. Okay, we're good. I feel like I'm getting chunked again. I'm gonna pop the ult for a heal. Baby's hurt. Did my healers get wiped by the hatchet? They might have got wiped by the hatchet. BB hatchet? What? So if I stagger this dude, he can't use flamethrower. I put a weaken on him and he still killed my guy. So like, you can't use flamethrower for a bit. So if they're like really annoying you, that's a good way to counter them now. We need to turbo inside. Actually, we want to hold out here because we have people fighting out here and we need to like make sure they don't all die. I think they just all died. Looks like we're doing okay in terms of HP. Do I have teardrop on? I feel like I don't have teardrop on right now. I do. My CDR is not going crazy. They just have like 20 bajillion ranged out here. And I don't know why. From a DPS increase from allies. Weakens. How long are you on for? About to wrap up stream shortly. Probably another half an hour, I'd say. Like probably 2-3 more PRs. So it's something. He stunned me around the corner? Wait, I'm getting trolled. I'm getting pranked. Hey, we're losing. Uh-oh. His bag's big because he died when he was huge. Putting a weaken up here. Blunderbuss hurts. But he also makes it so all my buffs last like an infinite duration. Like, I don't know if you see my buffs right now, but they're like 15 seconds. That's all from the blunderbuss, basically. Finally died. Blunderbuss, like, is like the worst thing to hit a tank with right now. $26k HP for a demon. Normally I would have more. I'm not popping food and stuff. The gear's not bad though. It's still not BIS for like solo circumstances, and I'm not popping any buffs because I'm trying to save gold, but it's not doing terribly. I don't think I've died with this set in a war yet. Just kind of crazy. And I also have like a really bad gem split. Like I have nothing in the elemental. Normally I would do like 15 in the elemental. So like I'd be taking like maybe 20% less damage normally. 10 to 20%. We can't get there. There's a lot of SNS hatchet now. I feel like that's partially my fault. Okay, where'd my health pots go? Or my... Oh shit. Was not paying attention on my screen. I might die for that one. Yeah, I should be dead for that. I haven't switched my thing yet either. Time to pray. Yeah, no. You can't run away from Void Blade anymore. Like, I can get 40% haste at this build, but I can't run away from anything because every auto attack staggers for some reason. I think that was supposed to be a PvE change and they accidentally pushed it to PvP. Okay, let's do the thing I was trying to do earlier. Do this, and now our gear works properly. Your BBVG video, are you sure the 200, 300, 200 is possible? It's not. I messed that up. It's only possible with the Toon Leather Pants. So I'd go like 150 con. I thought you can get 700 stats now, but it's 650. And the build guide should be updated, but like, I can't like remake the video very easily. Okay, not getting healed. I'm getting healed. There we go. There's our 10k heal. I think we play this chill. Like, we've been playing like really aggro, but let's just play for what we have. What? Move me away from the choke. Why is there a keg over there? Two things I don't really want to learn about. Okay, keg's gone. So if I had Invigorate now, like I would have no rends on me whatsoever. But instead I feel like I'm taking a bunch of damage. Is this dusty? That's like a very dusty play. Oh, we got locked out. Get him. I'm trying to keep him on the outside here. It's working too. Never put up the gates in mid. It's always bait. I think that was my healer. Alright, let's just speed boost here. I'm gonna take space and then bait myself. All the noobs should shoot me and team should, in theory, start coming in, but it looks like my team is still out there fighting somebody. Made it out of there. I have to chill to actually get healed, because they're throwing poison dots at me all the time. What are you doing? Miicrow, you mentioned a bunch of PvP bugs that they were going to reveal if they didn't get fixed. Is one of them related to the speed hack? Yeah. That's what that was the biggest one I was talking about. Most of them are animation cancel / speed hacks. I had to reveal that one early though because it started getting abused. Yeah, no, I can't live that. Problem is without Invig is the Void Gauntlet's sticking a bunch of disease to me, and that decreases my incoming healing pretty significantly. It doesn't let me go as infinite. And I don't have the LE gems, so it actually does like okay damage. Or like War Gem Spect right now. Well, really Worm Rage Spect. I probably should be changing these gems. Speaker, why not worth 725? Also, what hacks? 725 is just like not that big of a damage or damage reduction increase. Like I think there's an argument to not go 725, use a legal 700 per year like Frigid Dawn, and you'd be better off. And it's like a very valid argument. Dude, why am I getting Void Bladed every OPR now? He's going to the non-Obliv variant, which does more damage. Tried to vines me. It's so rude. A lot of people don't like it when you stand behind them and they start hitting you. So we'll see if these guys have that attitude. Especially in OPR, and especially when you start stacking slows and stuff. And I triggered at least one person. And the thing here is we split their team's idea. Nice, got a kill. god, I'm so dead. Yeah, I could not get away from these guys at all. There's no way to create space right now. That being said, I think we got value there, because we killed the healer. And we still spawn an outpost, but build not doing as insane as it normally does. Yo, Baboon, thank you. Welcome back, fellow babooners. Baboon bananaers. There's a floating light on my screen. Okay. Wanted to get a keg. I don't know if I'm going to be able to afford a keg, though. I don't know what's going on here either. I was going to run away, but I feel like I should stay. Oh, they're getting in the backside. That should be a kill. It's an Abyss Fire Staff, but it didn't really play that well. Oh, if we don't get Baron here, we lose. No one's at Baron. Yeah, it's just GG. Yeah. It felt like they're ahead the entire time. Like, yeah, I mean, they got, like, so much more pressure. Everyone's pouring in now. What's going on, guys? Is supple still a thing? No, supple went to Throne and Liberty, my dude. Gear score doesn't affect how good the item is, correct? Not majorly. Sometimes the perks are a little bit better at higher gear score, but it seems like a lot of perks, they kept them the same value between 700 and 725. I got a Brute up here, too. We got a Brute, we got no healer, we got no backhorn. I just stunned that guy and he just falls over. I feel like this is a really good spot for us to fight. We have a lot of melees, but it's already so late in OPR, I don't think we're winning this one anymore. Alright, I'm gonna pop the Resolve, and it's gonna get extended by all the hits I get on me now because of heavy bonus. I had like over 15 seconds of a defender's Resolve earlier. It was kind of funny. Okay. Almost at Azos Salt Cap. Do we get any PvP artifacts yet? So 725 worth? I think it depends on the person. For casuals, no. For even experienced players, I think it's pretty close. Yes! This is like the best tank shield in the game. Or like one of them. There's surefooting on it too? Wait, surefooting's insane. Yeah, that's an insane pickup right there. Yoink. sure footing, sturdy fortification slash shield ward. So the reason why this shield's so good is slash shield ward's 5% fortify for 5 seconds for each hit blocked, max 5 stacks, right? But it's actually longer than 5 seconds because of this new perk on Tower Shield, which is being hit or blocking a hit will extend the duration of all buffs on self by 5%. So it's basically I get permanent like 25% fortify or something like that. So and then the weird part about this build is I have flail, right? And this is increases my max HP by 25% of physical armor. So fortify increases my physical armor increases my health, and then I live for longer. So like this is how people get to like over 30k HP as tank. It's like with this combo, and it's kind of a silly one. That being said, let's do Starfish. I haven't done a Starfish shield in a while. Mr. Miicrow, do you think Spear Rapier is still viable or outclassed by everything else? Let me grab my phone real quick. Which is a weird thing to say, but I have a EU war roster, and I'm pretty sure they ran Spear Rapier. I saved on my phone from earlier. Yeah, they still run Spear Rapier. They run 2 Spear Rapiers and they run 1 Spear Hatchet. EU runs a bunch of Spear SNSs still. And they don't really run that many Hatchet DPS. So yeah. Unquad DPS only. Yeah, they're only running it in quad. Miicrow, why no shield bash? Have you seen what Butcher does? That's why no shield bash. James, I don't need to. Butcher is like basically infinite ult charge. What does Butcher do? Butcher applies a bleed with your Whirling Blade. Your Whirling Blade hits twice, so it applies 2 bleeds, has Kingly Jagged, so it can apply a 3rd bleed, and bleeds are the best source of ult charge in a game, basically. Or dot effects are the best source of ult charge in a game. So it's like a giant AoE bleed attack, and it just gives you a ton of ult charge. You have a bunch of people on you. So let's start our buffs going. So you should see me start getting like really, really tanky here in a second if I play this right. I feel like I did not play this right. I want Fortified Shield Rush, too. Yeah, I did not play that right. Okay. I have no Sacred. No Sacred. No Elemental Gems. Surrounded by people dealing elemental damage. I really need to adjust my gem split, but I don't have gems right now. I still have the thrust. I have the strike damage gems in from the raid, and all of these need to be like elemental gems, and then this build is like chilling. It's not unlike an Overwatch 2 ult charge. Yeah, like Overwatch 2, the way to get ult charge is like a lot of like hits, basically. Like you want to be doing as many hits as you can. It isn't necessarily about the damage. Of course, that's how it works in New World. I actually forget how Overwatch ult charge works. It's been a bit. Should be a kill. There's been so many elemental weapons in OPR today. Now we're going against like the Musket Union. My guy just popped detonate to try to run away. That does not work. Do not pop detonate when you're trying to run away. You will just die. Turtle in a bit. Should be good. Let's go for DPS boost with our offhand, because Flail gives a DPS boost to allies if you have it out. go. Mike's did a little OPR crossover edition video with Dusty Y. We just need to do a triple thing. Boy with you, myself, and Alice. All the tanks. 3 tanks, 2 healers. Wait, alt charge? Do you mean heart rune charge? Yeah, I'm talking about heart rune charge. I mean, a heart rune's basically an alt. It's a little different, but like it's less powerful than an alt, I guess. But it functions like an alt in this game. How's it going, Andre? Long time no see. Kind of chilling right now, other than like some of the exploits and stuff like that that I'm hoping AGS will fix soon. Oh no. Yeah, fuck that. Like honestly, fuck that. Hell no. What? The guy has 3 kegs on the door. Like, nope. My other guy is getting shot by the musket. Musket union's here. Musket Union has shields on their back too. We're dead. Same story, no elemental stuff, no sacred. If it's a bunch of melees, I can go infinite, but with the current gem setup, it's a no-go. Unfortunately. What's in here? Dang it. Tried to delay that drop. What exploit? There's a lot of them. The one that I was talking about here is the bow one for the most part. Trying to get exploits fixed, man. Just feels like it's not happening. And AGS is like really slow to fix like very commonly seen exploits. I just ran it down. Why am I taking so much damage there? What? So what are we just, the muskets hit that hard? That's 800, it's not, shouldn't be that much. Yeah, no, they're not hitting that hard. Well, one of those hits hit for like 1k. 1k is kind of a lot to take in terms of a tank for damage. Like, there's not a single sacred here. Aren't we supposed to have healers in our OPR? Are they all just dead? I'm so confused. Mouse fresh start player. What is going on? What is the banter? Yeah. This is starting to feel a little bit more normal. I could do a keg at Baron. It'd be kind of fun. I wonder if reporting problems with Sony or Microsoft would get more pressure. With the console, they're kind of beholden to keep some kind of standard. I feel like that's such a cursed way to go about getting fixes, but maybe. Yeah, staggering is so good right now. I did a math a bit, and with full 725, I'm hitting like 200 strength, which is pretty good, but I ain't spending gold cap and all that. Yeah, that's where I stand on it, basically. It's like, you don't necessarily need to spend all that, and then we've already talked about the Zenberg, but just like get Frigid on or something like that, and it's like already like better than the gear you'll get at 725 anyway. You just lose a bit of attributes. So let me drop mats off real quick. Is it just muskets here? What am I watching? Picking up, looking for Tarn. I'm trying to figure out why someone was trying to farm Laz, because I did a random mutator and I got into a Laz group. It's like, you're really farming Laz during this week? Like, it's like, doesn't make any sense. There's not even good gear that drops from Laz. Oh, they hit me. Trying to use the keg now to body block. The bow is hitting me. Yeah, that keg's gone. Damn bows. Void blades going in. There's like 20 void blades. Attune Keenly Jagged, Disdain and Fiction would be your Bis Spear. I mean, that sounds kind of crazy, but you need to make sure that you have like Venom with that kind of thing, I think. If you run that with Venom, like, oh my god. Venom was very underrated too. They're even worse exploits than the ones from your video. Though I think I covered like the ones that I think are pretty bad, but there are other exploits too. There's like a few others. There's not many others that I know of. Most of them are attack speed related / animation cancel related exploits. Some of them I'd classify as bugs, though, not exploits. Like the bow one I consider to be an exploit, but there's a lot of others I would consider to be bugs. Like how I could just pop that and just like walk forward now and I just don't take damage. I'm just sitting at max fortify stacks. Does not matter. You know, that's a funny synergy. You get up to 9 seconds now instead of 6 seconds because the duration gets extended. I wonder if I ran fortified, if it'd be even longer for the sturdy fortification perk. Cosby's mom? Oh god. What do you mean Venom? I run Finisher? Some people go Venom with Spear now. Venom's if you do a heavy attack, like it inflicts a dot effect, and Disdain Infection works by boosting the damage of your dot effects, right? So you go Venom, you go for like bleeding sweep or something like that, and it just like hurts so bad, like the dots, and you extend the duration of the dots because you're auto-attacking the target. It's like just a really annoying build to deal with. It's kind of nuts, but still not something I want. What? Surely this doesn't work, right? I don't think that works. See, I clicked it again. I was at 3 before. Yeah, it's still at 3. Okay. Cool. I thought I was just getting unlimited gypsum for a second. I was like, wait a second. I feel like this is a buy order angle and then see what we get. Maybe I could do like one more round of crafting tonight. Seems like Earth is like kind of underrated right now. Same with water. I need to run Tarn tomorrow. Got it. Yeah, Tarn's like the big one. Trying to get my stuff to sell. The other thing too is I'm trying to figure out how to get stone cutting leveled up like kind of quickly. It feels like charged sand is probably the best way to do it. I'm not 100% sure on that. I assume charged sand is pretty expensive. Yeah, okay, so I can make something off of this. Yeah, because it only costs 5 of this, so this is like always making money. Now that I think about it. Does it cost 5 sandstone blocks? Per, and the buy order is 30 gold. And it costs like 6. And I have a chance to get extra. Like, I guess there's the other mat involved too, but that seems pretty consistent. Although based off of that, I would need to put in a lot, buy a lot more. Could also just do this, and then like basically just make my money back, and then use that to power level. I feel like that's probably the play. Basically just using this guy to level up. And I'm going to be using this anyway when I get this up to 180 for rune glass. Should almost be 200. Yeah, or 5 off. For sandpaper, but just testing out that if that bug could be abused without macros. The ability cancel doesn't seem to work. It definitely works. You might not have the right order, but it definitely works. Okay, so I lose a little bit, but I end up with a bunch of levels. It's pretty good still. Need to put a new round of gems on the market too, and then probably just buy some gems and go craft some stuff. like the idea behind that bow animation cancel is like that you go for, what is it? You go for a heavy attack, you queue up ability, or no, yeah, you go for heavy attack, you queue up an ability, you cancel the ability by pressing the weapon swap key to the weapon that you already have out, and then you go for another heavy attack, like aim heavy, and then you can just go over and over and over again. That's, if I remember correctly, how you do it. Pulls are so cheap now. Should never be that cheap. Yeah, you're suggesting to block the weapon switch to active weapon would fix it? Yeah. Oh, you guys saw that from the email? Yeah, that's what I said. It was like you can do that, and then my point in the video is like just fix the macros. Like just ban macros. Like there's no reason to have macros be enabled like outside of like maybe crafting areas. Like it should just be an auto ban. Like macros enable like most of the exploits because it just makes them consistent. So like it makes it like a lot harder if macros aren't allowed. Which they're officially not allowed, but it's just not enforced. Honestly, you should just remove selective weapon swap. Just leave it as a one button swap. I mean, that would make it a lot easier too, because it's really hard to tell what button to press to get what weapon out. It's so hard to tell. It's so frustrating too. Can I get lightning beetles or salamander slimes right now too? That would be kind of nice, because then I can get my arcana up to 205 and I could start crafting other things too. Is that all the motes I have? It's not many. Who streams EU Wars? Gosh, I don't know anymore. It used to just be like mostly Micah. Like Micah E used to stream them all. What am I looking for? The beetles. Lightning. Beetle things. Okay, those got expensive. What about the blight one? Still expensive. What about the slime? Still expensive. What about the piranha tooth? Even more expensive. Okay, I'm not doing that. Nope. It seems like the EU wars are generally more competitive than NA wars. Like people are, like I look at an EU war for like 10 minutes and I'm like, yeah, this all kind of makes sense. And it's like in line with like last meta. I look at NA wars right now and it's like, I don't know what the fuck is going on, but everyone threw out every fundamental of the last meta and is now playing completely differently. Like I literally can't tell what's going on half the time. Like people are running around like they've never played the game before. It's like I don't know. Like you got void blades running around, you got hatchets running around. You don't see spears anymore for some reason. You got healers running hatchet. It's like Everything that was like fundamental before just got thrown out the window. Also, do you think AGS will say something? Scott's not going to send you an Xmas card this year, I think. Oh no. I mean, they never do. They don't really send anything my way. I haven't like got a single like supportive thing from AGS ever, man. Like it's always been that way. Like the only supportive thing I've gotten was a copyright strike for the one thing I didn't sign an NDA thing on. When I was trying to show that the end game stuff was bad, like 3 months before the game came out, so that they hopefully had time to fix it. Instead, that they dropped it. Now everyone's like, okay, the end game's kind of bad. And it's like, yeah. The mid game's good. The early game's really good. End game's like, the raids are fun, but like, it feels like a lot of people just need help getting into them too. Like I don't know if the end game's like terrible, but it feels like it needs more. Like they got rid of so much content. Like the mutations, like I think M3 should be able to drop up to 725. Like I don't know if that's a hot take, but I feel like M3 should be able to drop up to 725. If they wanted to time gate it, maybe say like M3 can drop up to 710, and then you have to upgrade it. Like that would be a lot better of a spot than where we're at right now. Or at M5 and make it 725. Like yeah, like something like that, you know, like upscale it, whatever. Like they shouldn't have just like removed mutations effectively. Like that feels so backward. Okay, Crush, I don't think we're ever changing the engine at this point. Game engine is here to stay. Not a great one, but it's okay, I guess. Keep telling people 725 is not worth it at all. Yeah, it's okay. Like it's not a bad upgrade, but like it feels like it's definitely more than, or definitely like trickier than it should be. It's not really worth it. I think I can do a, what do you call it? I think I can craft more of the blessed rivets. Aren't they putting out any updates? They've been pretty silent since the release. Maybe they're done. I don't think they hit the numbers that they expected to hit. I think they expected bigger numbers, I'm not gonna lie. But I don't think they're canned. I think they're just working on bug fixing right now. Like, you gotta remember when we had the leak server list, they had the capacity for 4 million players. And they hit like 150K. Like, they didn't do terribly. And I still think the game's in a pretty good spot, but definitely could be a lot better. Certain builds benefit from the attribute bonus more than others. Yeah, that's like one of the cruxes to my argument too, with the 725 not necessarily being BIS. It's like a life staff, like it does not matter at all. Like a tank, it does not really matter at all. Classes that like it matters somewhat, like bruiser matters somewhat. Like anything light and squishy, it matters a decent amount actually. Certainly benefit the builds that have more attribute Points and others. Yep. I mean, I think the game's still in a pretty good spot. Uh, if you guys didn't watch the video about the exploit stuff to look up like miicrow, do that without going through the other thing. But I made a quick video on some new exploits in like 700 versus 725 gear score, and that's like the main thing we've been talking about today. But it seems like 725 isn't necessarily worth it. There's a good amount of exploits now, and just kind of waiting for responses. Like AGS has been pretty much radio silent from what I've seen. What have their announcements been? It's maintenance stuff. They had the Halloween event, which they messed up, in my opinion, because it requires 105 armoring, so like no one's actually doing it anymore. And you can get, I guess, 650 gear score stuff, which is okay. I don't know. It seems like the focus right now is a lot of new players like trying to figure out how to do the raid with pugs, and I think that's probably in a somewhat healthy spot, but could be a bit better. I think the raids are really, really fun though. If you guys haven't done the raids, like, highly recommend. I think Gorgons should be puggable. It's not too difficult of a raid. There's a lot of mechanics involved and does, like, you definitely need to talk to each other to some extent. But it's not too bad. Sandworm you definitely cannot do without like a coordinated group, though. With Meat Grinder BB having refreshing move, is there a cooldown or refreshing move will proc on each pellet that hits? Refreshing move now has a 0.1 second internal cooldown, so it will only give you like 2.5% per shot. So it used to be insane for BB, but it's not that insane anymore. BB is like has some weird interactions. So like this tower shield bonus, like the being hit or blocking a hit will extend the duration of all buffs on itself by 5%. If a BB hits me, it extends all the durations of buffs on myself by 30%. So like in that OPR, I had like Defender's Resolve at like 15 seconds at one point. I was like, what's going on? Like this feels really, really silly. I think that's about all I'm gonna do for today. I think I'm gonna wait for buy order stuff and then like kind of come back tomorrow and see how everything kind of works out. If anyone has last second questions, I'll answer them. Otherwise, I'm getting ready to head out here. Have you yet to see a console bow not hipfire exclusively? PC pugs are completing the raid now though. That's the weird part about bow. Like bow's a really high skill swing weapon, and that's like why with the tier list, like I did not recommend new players to go bow because it's like there's a lot involved with bow in terms of mechanics and stuff. And like even for PC players, like that exploit that I showed for the bow that's able to shoot a lot faster with heavy attacks. Like if you aren't doing that, and the other person's doing that in the war that's against you, like you're at such a big disadvantage that it's like not even funny. It's like it's barely playable at that point. Nice, you got the trophy. What's the end of the season 5 reward? Oh, it's the scarab that you get. Scarab's used for some crafting stuff. That's actually a pretty nice reward, I'm not gonna lie. So the higher you progress this chapter thing, the more XP you get from finishing like some of the other stuff too. So like, what do I get up now? Get a fishing rod, some faction token stuff. Nothing too crazy. But it does make it easier to like level up stuff, and then activity card at this point I should be able to finish. That will get me like another half level or something like that. Miicrow Healing Breeze needs a statement. What about it? It's Healing Breeze is a relatively good perk. It's nerfed for you on yourself, but it's still good enough to where it's worth considering for a lot of builds that go for shirking heal setups. Any build that goes for a shirking heal base setup should consider healing breeze right now. Okay, I need some advice for you. I PvP mostly. I go to suck CK and I get wrecked by mobs. What I need to change gem-wise to nullify the damage down? I'm a hybrid bow musket. Just switch over to Great Axe or Void for open world. I think the big thing is, like, you can keep your distance now because mobs can be aggroed from further away. So I just wouldn't stand next to the mobs and aggro them, right? And, like, try to use natural environment a bit more to, like, kind of kite around them, like, make sure that they can't really get on top of you and dodge their attacks. Like, if you go musket bow, which is a really, really greedy build, by the way, for that area, like, you could just get one-tapped. If you got musket bow, though, then you need to make sure that you're able to burst them down before they get to you. If you're worried, if you want to be, like, more brawly, then definitely don't go musket bow. Like, that's a good spot for, like, Great Axe, or, like, the Abyss Great Axe, like, one of those. Or, like, Abyss Fire Staff, like, there's other builds that are better at that. Anything with hatchet's also really good. I mean, there's a lot of different things that you can go at that point. Like, Spear is pretty good in PvE, Hatchet's pretty good in PvE, Great Axe is pretty decent, Great Sword's very good. Blunderbuss is okay. And I don't think anything else is that insane in terms of solo PvE. But that's kind of where it all kind of lasts there. Like, what I would say quick take on PvE stuff is. Also, if you need weapon XP, like, I got most of these weapons leveled at this point. Just go to, like, Tortor Riven. Or Tor 2 Riven. Like, this is like just a really fast weapon XP farm. It's really, really nice. And people just keep doing it every single day because it also drops good gear. You can just sit in a group, and I got to level 15 within like 30 minutes on like a hatchet yesterday. It's pretty chill. But yeah. Let's see, is anyone else up? Or am I the last person standing today? We got Apples, we got Andiv, we got Josh. What's Josh doing? Josh is in my company. I haven't hosted Rug either. I could do Rug. I haven't done Rug before. I haven't done Rug recently. What do you say is the best fire staff perks for PvP? A hot take from that new video. Go the old PvP fire staff and put on a new perk because I think it's actually better than the higher gear score stuff. Like, basically Alacritus Punishment is really, really good for fire staff. I think it's the biggest one. But Flint Stick is like a really, really good fire staff that you can get. In terms, because it has Vicious on there and you normally can't get Vicious on the fire staff. You could upgrade this to 700 gear score and then you can put on a different perk. Like, if you do crits, it will penetrate and power. Like, there's some good options there. Rug's about to die. Not gonna lie. Might curse him a bit. But I appreciate everyone for hanging out, and we'll be back tomorrow. This guy is getting rolled by a hatchet, I'm not gonna lie. Thoughts on 4 Invig, 4 Shirking Heals, 4 Arcane Enchanted, and Hatchet Greatsword? Might be cooking a little bit much, but it could be decent. Shirking Heals is fantastic on that weapon, by the way. Alright, have a good night, everyone. Peace.